Hello, Internet. I'm HamsterBomb.
And I'm Zach.
And this is HITBOX, the gaming podcast, where we're going to talk about video games. What do you think about that?
I'd like to talk about video games.
That sounds like a good,
that
right?
Sounds
like a good.
A good what?
A good.
A good?
Just sounds like a good.
Sounds like a good.
Okay, so, we're gonna do one of those, running through the years of just looking at what games came out in history, and the year in question this time is 1991.
Woo!
So, at this point, the Super Nintendo is officially coming out?
Yep.
Okay.
I believe
so.
The
The Super Famicom was 1990, as we discussed in our last one.
August of 91 in the United States.
Yep, and August, we got one of the best consoles ever. But there's also a lot of really good games that are not even associated with that we're going to be talking about today. And the first one is actually the only one that we can't play with you today, so we're going to just get it out of the way first. The classic is once again going to be playing stuff in the background. It's playing some Super C, looks like?
Yeah, Super C, yeah.
It's weird, yeah, because Contra is not on the classic, but it gave you Super C.
Whatever.
Anyway, we are going to be looking at Neverwinter Nights. Now,
not to be confused with the 2002 game, Neverwinter Nights, of the same name.
Yeah, if you were aware of both. But I was aware of neither. Zach enlightened me on Neverwinter Nights. I'm going to click on pictures in the interim.
So, for Neverwinter Nights, the reason I wanted to talk about it is that, as far as I was able to tell, this is the first MMO to use graphics in its game. Because every other game was known as like what was called a MUD, or a multi-user dungeon. It was all text-based. So you could either do it over like a little peer-to-peer connection. You can do it, play-by-mail style, where it's like you go on the board and you type in what you want to do, and then you get a response later. With this, it uses what was known as the Gold Box engine, or what will be known, that was used to talk about a game I referenced in an earlier episode, Pool of Radiance. And so you actually have town exploration, you've got strategic battles against all the various monsters of the Forgotten Realms, and, this was only on AOL's servers at the time, and you had to pay by hour.
Oh my gosh.
So not only did you have to pay for the game...
It makes sense, though.
Not only did you have to pay for the game, you had to pay the internet by hour, plus, I think, a subscription on top of that. So,
and if I'm seeing that right, is that a Beholder?
Yes, it is. That's our boy, the Beholder.
So, this really is MMO online... it's the O. Part of, well, it's the first, so I'm trying to explain this in a way that makes more sense. Dungeons and Dragons, the video game?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's 91!
Uh-huh.
It's 91!
It doesn't look like a whole lot, but the fact that we only had, 28K modems at most around that time?
Yeah, right, and if you've been watching through or listening through this series so far, there's nothing even close to this so far. So This is, just in terms of what they were trying to do, regardless of how successful it actually played.
It was very successful.
This is really impressive.
It lasted until 1997 before they shut down the official servers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's longer than a lot of modern games will run their own servers.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's impressive, especially for how quickly the age of the internet was changing so rapidly.
Yes.
That's amazing that it was open for that long. Because they'd have to that's gotta be so expensive.
Because around 1997, 98, we'd be getting what we would know as I guess what you would think of as modern day MMOs, and stuff like Ultima Online. There was a couple other ones, but yeah, Ultima Online is the big one. EverQuest, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Okay.
EverQuest, Ultima Online, those were out in 97, 98. So this was basically before those even, which I think is really
by
impressive.
A pretty good margin, yeah.
Yeah.
That is really impressive. So, obviously that's a really impressive one, but can't play right now.
No, I don't think you can, but you have to go through a lot of hoops to do it.
Yeah, I believe that, but anyway, the rest of the games on here I can show you, and they're not Super Mario Bros. 2. We talked about that game.
We did.
Instead, we're going to be going to some more games that I had to add on here. A little sneaky.
Little sneaky
Oh,
snake.
no, sneaky. This one is a really famous NES game that showed up very late in the NES's life, which is weird that it's so famous and so many people played this one.
Right. Yeah, because the Super Nintendo was out.
Yeah,
around
however,
this
I
time,
think in our next video, wow, actually the one I'm thinking of came out in 93. There's pretty big NES stuff that is still to come, but Battletoads
Battletoads.
also weirdly came back recently
Yeah, there was a...
by Rare.
There was
You
a
guys
new
are familiar with
brawler.
Rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear good things about the new one.
Same. I wasn't that interested.
Now, to be fair, you probably shouldn't have heard good things about this one either. No, it's just a very famous game, and to give it credit, it has a great Saturday morning cartoon character vibe.
Yeah.
The gameplay, the control is really good. This is a kind of like a, I don't want to say a top-down, like an isometric beat 'em up almost.
It's got a weird perspective.
Yeah, it does.
Like on the side almost. Because the foreground is a lot wider than the background is.
Yeah, most fighters don't look anything like this.
No.
It's very cartoony, and I'm already dead. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But yeah, here's the thing about this game.
Yeah.
It's extremely hard.
It hates you.
Yes, this game absolutely hates you. And even if you're able to get far enough through the game, like for the first few like fighting levels, it just starts changing the rules, and all of a sudden like you start rappelling down and you're smacking stuff. Now it's really cool for a game.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But like it gets so hard.
And look at the scaling and rotation in the
Yeah, I
legs
just
of
picked
those
up
robots.
Yeah, I just picked up a new weapon, like the effects of things blowing up. It's a really cool. I think of like Double Dragon, and then think of this game. Wouldn't you rather play this over Double Dragon?
Yeah, from a visual standpoint.
Yeah,
and
which
everything, yeah.
weirdly they got a crossover game. You might have seen that before I booted
Yeah.
this up. There's Battletoads Double Dragon. I think it's actually what it's called. Though actually that might be the better one to play.
Yeah, it is.
Woo! Almost walked right off the edge. I think I was actually supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you gotta fight all the enemies first.
But anyway.
So yeah, anyway, eventually you'll get to this hurdle that tended to stop most players, and that is the turbo tunnel, where you're
Yeah.
basically riding in this extremely fast, like, rocket car, and you have to dodge stuff very quickly, and basically play it by memory, because you would never really know.
Yeah.
It's a little much.
I can't do it.
No, I've never been able to do it. I have trouble even getting to the turbo tunnel.
Exactly.
What am I?
right.
Was I taking damage? Yes, I was. I was
You
taking
were.
damage from a character who wasn't even on screen. NES jank. Oh yeah, you missed the one up, and I somehow fell to my death. So the hearts that you see up there
Are your
is
lives.
actually my lives, and yes, I'm out of lives now. What? Oh right, this boss.
Oh yeah,
You-
this is famous though. And
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah, they're like,
throw it.
you throw it at the screen. This is awesome. You're fighting like
Yeah.
a weird perspective and dodging the character who's
Like,
shooting at you.
A lot of beat 'em ups would take inspiration from this. I
Yeah,
think.
this game is very creative. It's actually a real shame that it's so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I find it to be really cool.
I see. I just
There, actually, that was the first level of Battletoads.
because I just look at this more as a as Rare at with their technical prowess, just putting out games like this that look
Yeah.
like this, flow like this.
With Rare's famous character as
Yeah.
well, because Rare, here's the repelling part.
Yeah.
Rare games just absolutely
You can tell
ooze
you're
with
playing-
character.
Yeah, an older Rare game at least.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, you can see like it's a totally different game now, and that's just how this works. It just kind of keeps. I don't want to say changing the rules. It's still largely, the same type of game.
Yeah, for the most part, but it's just I don't know. It's just
Mm-hmm.
that difficulty that does it for me. Like, is it still? I'd say give it at least a shot.
Yeah.
To say you've played this game.
Yeah.
Don't force yourself to beat it,
No.
Alex.
I know. I was thinking about it. Thank you for
No.
stopping me.
Why don't we
Ooh,
stop?
good, I got a weapon.
Why don't we stop now?
What do you mean? But I just got a sword.
I know you got a sword.
Okay,
Stop now.
I'll stop. I have a problem with obscenely hard games, if you
my
can't
God.
tell. So there's one more game that we want to play on my NES Classic, and it's one that I had to put on the Game Boy. We've gotten to touch in the Game Boy a little bit lately, but
Little
not
bit.
too much. This, I'll start from scratch because I love this game. If you're not surprised, this is Metroid II. And I'm gonna turn the volume down because whenever we do Game Boy, it's
loud.
It's crazy loud. So, I'm trying my best to make sure that, by the way, when we effectively emulate and go through all these games, the volume isn't all screwy because it's really hard to do. So
yes,
I'm doing my best. I'm sorry if I know some of our Atari ones, it was crazy loud, and I tried in post to edit it, and believe me, what the native, the base raw file sounded impossible versus what you guys actually heard, which you could hear what we said. That was the thing. So I did my best.
Right.
So anyway, 1991, we have a sequel to the NES classic, Metroid, but for Game Boy.
Makes some sense.
Oh, did it really? It saved my progress.
Yep.
That's awesome. So yeah, obviously it was going to do that. I was actually trying to start it fresh just to show you what it was going to do anyway. But yeah, so this is a new story where from this point if you want details on that, I've reviewed Samus Returns, which is effectively a remake to this game.
Yep.
An amazing remake to this game by Mercury Steam, the Spanish developers who did Metroid Dread. And I gotta say just a couple things, just coming from the NES Metroid that you should notice from this right away. First of all, you can crouch.
Yep.
And then you can go into Morph Ball instead of just hitting down. And crouching is already a huge deal because there were so many enemies that were just below you and you couldn't hit them.
Yeah, I don't know if it was due to technical constraints or not being able to get a sprite that looked good doing it, given what they had, but that was something that was going to just shoot at you.
I'm not sure what that was. So this is really a difficult thing to do. You're trying to... Oh, also I can shoot down?
Yeah.
That's another big deal. There's a lot of other staples in Metroid that make their debut here. From memory, I know the Spider Ball is one.
Yep.
I believe stacking beams for the first time.
Yes. Yeah, because in the original, you only had either the wave or the ice beam.
Right, and if you mistakenly picked up the wave beam, you really couldn't beat the game.
Right.
Which is a real bummer.
Shame, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to Morph Ball Bomb every tile was the next was the next thing that I was supposed to do. I think I've been down there though.
Probably.
But yeah, so that's the thing about this one. You kind of need a guide/map in order to get anywhere with this.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, as opposed to Samus Returns, which I would actually really recommend over playing this one. Samus Returns is one of those really good remakes where I feel like it has made this game obsolete. The only things that I would say you are missing out of this one are its cold atmosphere and its music. That I say music with big air quotes because it's really about atmospheric silence and just hearing the sounds of the world. Right. They were trying to make the sounds of what this alien living place would sound like and not do catchy music. They intentionally went to avoid that, to try and make you feel lost and afraid.
Exactly.
And that's really cool. However, it's still... Samus Returns worked towards that a bit, but it wasn't, it's not the same thing as this.
Right. Yeah, I have yet to try Samus Returns. I know you wanted me to at least try before Dread came out, but I just never got around to it.
Yeah, and then since Dread came out, just play Dread.
Yeah, which
Dread, if you haven't played it, play Metroid Dread. It's one of the best games ever made. There, finally an enemy. So, yeah, it's, you cannot do diagonal aiming just yet.
Nope, not
That's
yet.
another weird thing with this one. You saw my knockback was insane. Oh, you can also have way more shots on screen at once than previously, which is amazing.
Yeah, it is a godsend.
Yes, you can do so much more, especially because this one, the object of the game, you are on this planet, SR-388, trying to eliminate all of the Metroids, the remaining ones that exist. And, it's, very much a mission of genocide.
Yep, it's aliens, but just us only as a single bounty hunter.
Yes.
Which,
exactly. Yeah, they're just homaging the movies, really.
Yeah.
And, aside from that, you get to the end of it, and you get the baby Metroid, who is going to be famously coming back in Super.
He's so cute.
He is.
I like the
little baby. But yeah, it's really important story-wise because of that. And other than that, I mean, I would say that you could have skipped this one. Even in terms of a Metroid game, it's weirdly kind of linear because you explore these segmented maps.
Yeah.
Find some Metroids, or maybe just one, or however many were in each area. You basically lower a lava level, and you're able to keep just progressing down deeper into the planet.
Yep. Yeah, so it's like it gates your progress until, like you said, it just keeps going and going and going. It's that loop of kill Metroids.
Yeah, and there's a shell right there.
Yep.
I wonder if I'll actually find one here for you guys.
Yeah.
Maybe if I can bomb my way through this, if that's the gate.
The bottom one.
Yeah, it's probably what it is.
With only 25 energy.
Oh yeah, right. I'm so gonna die. Yeah, that's not a good idea. Ooh, maybe I can just farm this little guy for. No, oh god, that's not gonna help.
Got missiles.
Yeah, right. That's not good enough. This game is also quite difficult.
Yeah. Oh, there are spikes in those pillars.
Oh, Lord. I don't think I can aim up when I'm crouching.
No, it just makes you go back up.
That is a shame.
Yeah, it's a good game, I'd still say, but I kind of agree. If you have the ability, go ahead and play Samus Returns. Like, from what I've seen, it does look like it feels and plays a lot better than this.
Oh yeah, it's basically the starting points to what Dread is going to be. So, do I really have to Morph Ball bomb jump? Oh no, okay. I didn't think you would bomb jump that high, but you certainly can. Wow, that's gonna be tough. Okay, so anyway. Yeah, it's an interesting game for the Game Boy, because at this point, I would still say until we get, like, Link to the Past, or Pokemon, you can see is not out yet, the Game Boy really is Tetris. In Super Mario Land, Mario Land, but really it's Tetris, and there's not too much here. It's more a very primitive game that was effectively built to play Donkey Kong. And that's kind of it.
It did.
Yeah, so no, I'm actually thinking of the NES was predominantly built to play arcade Donkey Kong.
Yes.
Though that was a port of Donkey Kong. We might eventually talk about it on here.
Maybe.
But anyway, we have other games to talk about, and we have a magical way to get there! Okay.
Yeah.
Now, boom, we're on the Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo.
And we are playing, we're just trying to play the arcade, so this is just the Super Nintendo port of this, but we're close enough.
A port.
A port. Yeah, right. This is one of the most re-released games ever. Actually, is it?
I think it's one of them, yeah, for sure.
It might be.
Or at least of a singular game, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It might be. So Street Fighter II. We're technically going to be talking about the arcade one, but I'm just going to be doing this. And you know what? Dang, I should have got another controller.
Oh, you should.
We could. This is like the first time we really could have been playing a co-op, isn't it?
Do you have one?
I do. Not in this room. Not in this room.
Don't worry.
Next time. From here on out, whenever we start getting co-op stuff like this, we'll give it a shot. We'll try it.
Yeah.
But anyway, Street Fighter II Turbo Hyper Fighting is what we're gonna be playing, like, on screen. But we're gonna be talking about Street Fighter II.
Yes.
You can see the year at the bottom. The copyright was actually telling you. Now,
you want to play in turbo mode?
I don't know what that means.
Do you want to play normal mode? Or option?
I don't know what that means.
Turbo mode is a faster version of the normal mode.
Oh no.
And you can switch up how fast you want turbo mode to go.
I'm so bad at fighting games already.
All you need to know is quarter circle punch.
Quarter circle what?
Quarter circle punch.
Okay, sure. I'm gonna be Chun-Li and try and at least do something.
Yeah, I'll try my best to explain this.
Just talk this while I scream, okay?
So the original Street Fighter came out in the late 80s. It was not very good, to say the least. The AI was buggy and an unbalanced mess.
Yeah.
So Capcom was really trying to take its time to make something out of the sequel, because there is something there in a one-on-one fighting competition game.
Yeah.
And
even if it's single player.
And originally, a game we talked about in '89, Final Fight, was supposed to be Street Fighter '89.
I suck at these. I winded. No, I got to winded one more time.
You got to winded one more time.
I got to winded one more time.
You got Dawson.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. Minor gripe, because we like complaining about Smash Brothers when we do these.
Yeah.
I really wish we had Chun-Li instead of Ken. Just saying. Anyway, back to what you were saying.
So they took that kind of like visual style and the pace, and they made a one-on-one fighting game. And this is
really looks a lot like the arcade, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. Minus like some, probably some animation frames or whatever. But
yeah.
But what we got was basically the standard set for all fighting games from here on out. We have a wide and colorful cast of characters from various regions, and you beat Dhalsim very good.
Yeah, and you
beat Stretchy Arm, man.
Yeah, and I believe you travel around the world in order to fight them all, which is really cool. It's not a street fight anymore, but
you fight in the streets of the world.
Yeah.
And the translation is always glorious.
It's gloriously horrible.
Well, that's how we got, I think. No, what's that Mortal Kombat I'm thinking of? Where something someone says actually brought a character into his existence, I think.
What?
Yeah, like there was it was Street Fighter II. I think that's how we got Akuma, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it was something to do with M. Bison's stage, where it's like if you did something.
Oh god.
Where if you beat him without taking any damage and did it in a certain amount of time, you unlocked a new fighter. And you had to fight him, and then you could play as Akuma. And I think that's how we got him in later games.
Yeah.
I think. Don't quote me on that, but I know it's one of those ridiculous like playground kind of like rumors you hear, but
yeah.
And and this and another one other thing that I like about this game that actually came around as the result of a glitch. Special moves. Because during certain button combinations, which you figure you do in any and all various fighting games, actually was a bug. You weren't supposed to do like
I heard about that.
Real weird special moves, but something with
he's
Ryu
destroying me.
Yeah, something with like Ryu or Ken actually did something really interesting. So they built upon that, and that's how we got Hadouken, spinning kick. Sonic Boom and all that stuff.
You must defeat my Dragon Punch to stand a chance.
Yes.
So I'll try Blanca.
Yeah, Blanca's fun. I'm not a big fighting game person. I'm more of a...
Neither am I.
Yeah.
Though my friends, of course, had me playing this at the arcades with them. Not really home consoles. Not until, like, Marvel vs. Capcom did that really become a thing.
Now, see, I was a Mortal Kombat kid. Everyone was playing Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah. They did have me trying some of that as well. I just never really got into it much.
Yeah.
My God, I'm so...
If you hold back, I know you can block.
Doesn't matter when I'm dizzy with 1 HP.
You're stunned, yeah.
Wow.
Anything you want to add in between bouts of humiliation?
I'm terrible. I'm gonna swat Ryu just at least.
Swat Ryu.
Come here. Can I even hit him? There, with my foot.
There you go.
Just against the wall. It's the only way I can win.
Yep.
Yeah. Can I at least defeat Ryu? No, there's no way.
No. You can. I have faith in you. Go for it.
You shouldn't have faith in me. And that's the end of that. All right.
Now, if there was one game I'd say go ahead and get good at, it's this. If you want to put yourself through pain.
No. How about the next game on our list, though?
Okay. We can do this one.
Because I think you might like this game.
Do you think so?
Yeah, well, considering how this is actually the game you requested that I review. Yeah, remember that? And it ended up being my Halloween special for this year.
Such a good game.
Oh, if only I could play the Japanese version. We have the blood dripping for this introduction.
Yeah, stupid censorship.
Yeah, stupid censorship, as if that changes anything, but whatever. Super Castlevania IV.
Yep.
So if you want my in-depth discussions on this one, I made an entire video, as I just alluded to, because of this guy right here. So I'm gonna play some of it and let him talk, because Zach likes Castlevania.
I absolutely adore Castlevania, if you guys couldn't tell. So this is basically another version of...
You know what? I'm just gonna take my save state because it wants me to make a name.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
We'll just jump into the game faster.
Oh, yeah. But this is basically another version of the original Castlevania. You are Simon Belmont. You are sent in to kill Dracula. Go do it.
Yep.
And it plays... I love Castlevania 1 a whole lot. I've practiced that
So
game.
do I, yeah, but this is the one.
Yeah, this is... Yeah, if you want to play a version, this is the one you play. You're like chain fishing him to death.
It works, and I'm safe.
And that's the big selling point to this version is that whip and the control you have over it. You have
it feels so good.
You have 8 different directions you can swing it in.
You could. Or you could whip.
Or you can hold the whip and moonwalk up and down the stairs.
Yes.
Which is essential. You can't walk up or down the stairs normally in this one, I say.
Yeah.
But you can hold the whip out and you can use it as a guard.
Sub-weapons still, which I'm going to try.
Which I think that is my one critique of this game. Sub-weapons feel a little redundant in the face of such a versatile whip.
I'd rather your whip be your main weapon anyway, though. But yeah, sub-weapons probably should have been buffed a bit.
Probably, or something. There you go.
Yeah.
But regardless, I mean, that's not enough to say, this game
Actually, is there any chicken man?
No, we get chicken up further. But yeah, and again, this is just another one of those selling points to the Super
and this,
Nintendo.
check this out.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's just...
Whee! How do you program that?
I don't know, but this game, man.
Yeah, Konami.
And like so many different characters, and this is one of the coolest Super Nintendo games.
Yeah, Konami was at the top of their form, I think, around this time. Or it was one of their golden times. Not anymore, but that's a story for another time. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Gotta
constantly.
walk down the stairs. But yeah, I don't know what else to really say. The music
it's
good.
Spooky haunted house.
Spooky haunted house game. And it just does so much
the effects,
right.
everything.
Yeah, and okay, there is probably one other complaint, this random slowdown because it's trying to do so much.
Yeah, this honestly looks like a really nice arcade game.
Yeah.
Even like here, I'm gonna compare it to like a lot of the action platformers of Sega Genesis. This game looks better, it sounds better, the gameplay's better, in almost every regard it's better than pretty much every one of those. Think of like Altered Beast is the one I was thinking of. It's like basically a better Altered Beast. It's cause it's like the same sort of
Kinda.
Yeah, in almost every regard it's better. Wise from your grave. I don't think we're gonna talk about Altered Beast
No,
anymore.
that would have been an 88.
Yeah.
We talked about it. But
Random horse heads sliding on the ground.
you're in the stables, of course there's horses.
Yeah, just random horse heads sliding on the ground.
But, I mean, well, you know, when you have 2 years more time, technology gets a little bit better. The only thing that Genesis had over the Super Nintendo was a faster processor.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of the early
And
games,
a lot of angst.
Yeah. A lot of tune, man.
Yeah.
That's what sold it.
Sega does what Nintendo don't.
And sometimes
And then Nintendo does, and yikes.
But, you know,
back
I
up.
love both systems for different
Oh yeah,
reasons,
We will be playing some Sega Genesis
We
today
will.
for the first time on this series.
Yep, and I'm happy about
Fun for that later. Little spoiler alert. But yeah, before we do another one of these, where we effectively like don't play anything else because we played a really awesome game this time, we are gonna have to move on. I'm sorry, Zach.
that.
We talked about Castlevania, the original, and really we could have just booted this and said, hey, you know what? That game, but better, because it's the same game. But no.
Yeah.
I have beaten this, but I beat it on NSO. I didn't use this to beat it, so
Okay.
I had beaten this game earlier when I did my review of it.
Yeah,
so.
that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, oh my gosh, I was gonna say, man, this is gonna be a tough year for favorites, but good lord, this is one of the greatest games ever made.
I will not contest you on this.
On top of that, I will say this is the best Legend of Zelda game. That you might fight me on. Legend of Zelda Link to the Past. In my opinion, this is my favorite Zelda game.
It is really,
And I
really
love
good.
Zelda games. How'd that happen?
I don't know, Alex.
I haven't played it on here.
How did that happen?
No, okay, so I bought this used, and apparently I didn't erase this guy's save file, so I'm sure I censored this. He has a very interesting name.
Oh my god, he died 6 times too. Wow. Racist player? Yeah.
Let's start over. Anyway.
His name will be Lunk.
Oh my god, I had no idea. I'm sorry. I really hope I remember.
I forgot you actually got the second hand. I thought you actually did that yourself.
No, I didn't do that. Okay, so anyway, big things that happen in this one. Outside, if you want to see a full in-depth thing of Link to the Past, watch my review I've done of this. The story of this, the music, the staples that will define Zelda for the generations to come. All of that is this game. The gameplay, the top-down Zelda gameplay, I want them to go back to this so badly.
Oh gosh, yeah.
It's so good.
I mean, they were close to something with the Link Between Worlds, but it was so similar to this. I
Yeah.
want it completely original.
Yes, I agree. I have some serious gripes with Link Between Worlds, and the only reason I do is because this game is so good Link Between Worlds is really just...
Again, but not quite as
yeah,
good.
we'll get there if we decide to cover that.
Yeah, we're not that far. I've planned ahead. I've done my research way ahead, but not that far ahead.
Yes, not that far ahead. But anyway, this just, it's gameplay, it's graphics, everything. It's so outstanding.
Yeah, it's a very iconic game.
Yes, it is.
Sure.
It's easily one of the best on the Super Nintendo. A lot of people say the Super Nintendo has its holy trinity of games.
Yep.
And this is one. Super Mario World is one, and we have not covered the third yet, so we'll tell you when we get there.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Maybe.
I'm gonna forget by then. It's Super Metroid, okay? It's Super Metroid. Play Super Metroid. It's one of the best games ever made.
You're gonna forget Metroid.
Well, when we get to Super Metroid, I'm gonna... We'll shelve that. Anyway, so yeah, there's a bit of a story this time. You go into this area, you find your uncle, and you have to like take up arms and go into this castle and save Zelda. It's got this whole story to it. It's
there's a lot more reason for Link to do what he's doing in this whole game.
And then like after you do so, Zelda gives you more reason to do more stuff. You keep exploring, and then after you do that, you go around, you keep exploring the greater map.
It's this thing of building up, building tension, releasing, and just building upon what came before.
Yes, and if you want more, because this video is going to be too long, I would just say, check out my entire review, because this is one of the best games ever made.
For sure.
All right, so this next one we're going to play is actually another one of those we're technically kind of cheating games, kinda. We're going to be playing basically a port of Sunset Riders.
Sunset Riders.
And this was an arcade release this year. Here we go.
Ah, there it is.
So, I'm going to be playing the Super Nintendo version while Zach tells us all about it. I have played a little bit of this, not too much, but...
I love this game. I am no good at it, but it is so much fun. So, the original arcade release...
Yeah, copyright says 93, but that's because this is the Super Nintendo version, I assume.
Yeah, we're talking about the arcade original.
The arcade original.
Which was a stand-up unit, and it had up to 4 players, so everyone could play...
Steve, Billy, Bob, and Cormano. I'll play as Corm.
He's got a shotgun. You picked a good choice.
So, I guess I've only played as the first guy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, different cowboys have different variations of weapons. But yeah, so it's a run and gun style of game.
One shot and you're dead.
Yep, you die in one hit. Just keep firing. There's no reason to not fire.
Oh, right. Yeah, you have no ammo.
Yep. And the whole point of the game is you're just cleaning up. Yep, you got 2 shotguns. You're better than the Terminator. Hold up and jump.
Oh, right. It's like Shinobi.
Yeah, it's like Shinobi. There you go. But yeah, so the whole point of the game is...
Chicken!
Your bounty hunter's just going to claim in a whole bunch of bounties. Go get paid. And, so...
Get cash money.
Get cash money. So, the whole... Yeah, so it's, like I said, run and gun...
I like how slow the bullets go.
Run and gun platformer. And it's so good. There's multiple levels of I guess not verticality, but there's multiple
this guy's
platforms.
basically the spread gun. This is making the game a lot easier.
Yeah, I told you. Oh, here come the bulls. And it's...
The bulls?
The bulls! No, you can't shoot the bulls.
They're just trying to teach you to jump, I guess?
Yeah, they're trying to teach you to jump. But you can get different upgrades that help make your shots a lot better, like for Cormano. He gets a super spread to his shotguns. For the other ones, they get multiple shots out of their pistol.
Right, that I do remember.
And with the dynamite, you can actually throw that back at the enemies.
No thanks.
Yeah. Which helps.
Damn it!
Cormano. But yeah, you can duck and slide as well.
Oh, so cool! I kept my upgrade through death. Contra does not do that.
Nope. Thereby, this is a much more fun game than Contra.
Oh, hey, look! I threw it.
There you go. No enemies, but you did it.
Yeah, I threw it.
It's a very simple game. You know, a lot of arcade games are. But it's in that simplicity, that memorization, and just knowing where things are. And the theming helps an awful lot, because it's a humorous take on like a spaghetti western, like a Sergio Leone film. There you go.
Cormano.
The bull.
The running on the bulls.
The bulls run on you. Yes.
But anyway, that's basically it.
Yeah, it's a really good game. Please check it out. Especially if you can find an arcade cabinet. It is so much fun.
Good luck with that. All right, so this next one is going to be a little tougher. So I believe to do this one, I have to go over to the Super Famicom. No, I have it on Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is, okay, even weirder, another port of a game, but this is the way that I have it on here. We're gonna be playing Final Fantasy IV.
Final Fantasy IV.
Okay, but I'm playing the Game Boy Advance version. And also, another version of this, I'm actually technically playing modified version of the Game Boy Advance games that input the better music in from later.
Yeah, from the Super Nintendo versions.
Yes. I think there were a couple other fixes. These are like fan updated versions of each of the three of these games.
Yep.
I'm just gonna jump. This is still in the beginning, but at least we're just gonna jump in here fresh.
Yep.
If I had to name a character, then I don't have to now.
When we first got it on Super Nintendo, it was known as Final Fantasy II.
Yes.
Unfortunately, when we got it, it was basically Final Fantasy Easy type, where it took out a lot of the options. This is the way that they basically experienced it in Japan. So the main story is you play as Cecil, who is a Dark Knight in a league with the Kingdom of Baron. And he has been sent on a mission to collect the crystals. But of course, as we're seeing, he's having second thoughts about doing what he's doing, being a Dark Knight.
Yes, he's realizing that what he's doing is kind of working for the bad guys.
Yeah, so he's beginning to question his loyalties. And so the whole point of the game
Maybe it was the evil, menacing music that gave him that idea.
Yeah, just a little bit, but yeah, so this is like, I think the game where Final Fantasy really came into its own as a storytelling and character-driven juggernaut.
Yeah.
Because the earlier Final Fantasies, they were good, but they were RPGs.
Yeah, they were kind of Dragon Quest-y, kind of just exploring the medium first.
Right.
I mean, it's not that the others didn't try to tell stories, but...
Oh, they did, yeah.
Yeah, and you noticed we didn't really mention the others as much, because they were really just better versions of the first one.
Yes.
This is the first time that they were really like, let's tell a story with this.
But we do it, in a way that's very cinematic, and a way that's more, like I said, more character-driven than any of the prior entries were. They had the technology to be able to do so.
We have the technology.
It's called super technology.
It's also, it's the super technology. Also, it's very artsy, too, from that jump. It looks very nice. I believe it also had a very tight production time window, didn't it?
Yeah, it was barely like over a year or so, I think. But here we go. Here's the battle system, and the thing that separates this one and defines Final Fantasy for games to come
here we go
is the active time battle. So it's still turn-based, and of course we're not really playing, but
we're just kind of watching it happen.
Yes, but next to your character's name is a little bar, and when it fills up, it's your character's turn. The bars fill up in real time, and that's determined by your character's speed stat. The higher it is, the faster you can take a turn, which is very good because, again, you want to be able to get those hits in faster. You need to be able to cast those spells in a timely manner so you don't get wiped out. It adds that level of very quick thinking strategy, which was not really present in the other games.
Also, I think, just personally, I feel like the ATB gauge makes RPGs, just the regular turn-based, so much more interesting because now it feels like you're actually thinking on the fly and trying to quickly fight because the opponent is always live coming at you, which is so much more organic. So at that expense of the only real downside that I have complained about, like Final Fantasy VII, the original, is you're fighting the menus more so than the enemies sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's a victim of the ATB, but this, compared to regular turn-based, is just... It's a brilliant idea. It's so easy to... it was just for them to do, I assume, it's just a timer.
Yeah, basically.
It's a
timer with different variables, yeah. It's, like I said, it's a really good game. This was actually the version I played first, the Game Boy Advance version.
Yeah, here's a famous shot.
Yes. So good. And again, this was being pulled off on the Super Famicom as well. And it's amazing what they could get away with and do. Adding that real sense of depth and everything. Yeah,
it's really outstanding.
Nobuo Uematsu's score, just going through this, God, it's so good.
Yeah, that guy cannot do any wrong.
Not as far as I'm aware.
Except retire. He can't seem to retire very well.
Haven't you noticed that a lot of creators have a hard time retiring?
Yeah, will not stop. I mean, it's good for us, but not good for their health. No. But anyway, we have some more games to play, and check this out. We're actually going to get to snap our fingers again. Now we are playing the Sega Genesis Classics on Nintendo Switch in order to show you a couple other games.
Yep.
Just in case you were curious on what this was and why it is so silent of what you're hearing, we're going to be playing this live. By the way, Phantasy Star is on here as well. It was one of the series that we jumped over. It was just popping up on screen saying something about a single Joy-Con. That's because Zach is actually able to join us.
I can play now.
For this next game we're going to show, Toe Jam and Earl.
The most 90s thing you will ever see.
Yes. I will not deny that. This is probably the most 90s have ever 90s.
Look at that.
Look at Toe Jam and Earl.
Oh, look at those funky red aliens.
God. So, this game is, aside from it being so incredibly dense with how 90s and in your face it is,
Yeah.
the actual gameplay is really
Simple.
yeah and weird. I'm actually gonna skip past the story there.
It's not that important.
It really isn't. Basically, they crash land, I think, on Earth and have to, or some weird alien planet, and have to find the piece of their spaceship.
No, this is Earth.
Is it Earth? Oh, right, it is.
Earth, yeah.
Play new game, random world. Right.
Yep,
So
go
this
for
is another really weird thing about this. It's all kind of randomized.
Uh-huh.
Which is a weird thing in games like this. So I right now am Toe Jam. I think you're Earl.
And I'm going to use some bonus high tops.
Right, jamming super high tops.
Yeah.
So you can see it's kind of a top-down. No, actually, that was good. Do that again.
Yeah.
So that was a pause menu. So this is a top-down game where we're walking around together. It's designed to be a co-op game. So this is the first time we're actually getting to play together.
Yeah.
See, like we did that. We thought of that mid-episode. And so right now we're looking at the map, and as you explore, you will. Whoa.
There we go.
Yeah, you will move around.
Yep.
And explore more of the map. And the idea is to find these elevators.
Yep, to find more pieces of your ship.
Right, and the more elevators you get into, you'll go up higher. I don't know if it was this one or the remade Kickstarter one that came out a few years ago, but there's fake elevators that'll like try and eat you.
Maybe? I don't remember.
But anyway,
It's been a
so
while,
yeah, your goal is like you'll come out of an elevator, and if it tells you there's ship piece here, you don't leave or find the next elevator until you go with that ship piece.
Yep. Oh, sorry. There we go. Yeah, see, rocket ship pieces.
Yeah, rocket ship pieces are on this floor. All right, here we go. So you find
and we can
Christmas
go,
presents.
Yep. And we can go separate ways, too. So
We
if you
can.
wanna
So here,
explore
I'll
the
go this
top,
way.
Yeah.
And once we do, we will split the screen.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool and seamless. I do have problems with it when you're, like, in between each other. And the thing that makes this game really nuts is
elevator my way.
how absurd it is. This is one of the weirdest games I've ever played. So you can hear there's a telephone ringing. Here's a devil guy over here.
Yeah, the devil just is hanging out for some reason.
Yeah, there's like hula dancers that will slow you down.
Yeah.
By the way, if I were to trip here on any of this, I am, like I said, I am Toe Jam, which means I'm the one on the top, if you don't know the difference.
Earl is on the bottom, he's just vibing.
So if I were to fall, whoa.
That was lightning.
That was lightning?
That was lightning.
That was not my Switch screwing up, right?
No, that was the game.
Actually, that was not the game, it was my Switch dock screwing up. Okay, so if I were to fall, I would actually fall down to the previous level.
Yep.
Oh, so you find food? I'm stuffed, and I think it like fills you up. Oh god, see the devil's coming after me, trying to kill me.
I found $1.
Right, a buck.
Here we go, found it.
Oh, the ship piece.
The
Right megawatt speaker. So now that we found it, we both need to get to the elevator.
Which is down my way.
Exactly.
Yep.
So I'm gonna come down towards you.
Yep.
Oh, here it is.
There it is, yep, okay.
So, and now I can go in the elevator and I will wait for Earl to show up.
Yep, gotta
And-
take the dangerous route.
Right, and so like we were finding Christmas presents and stuff. So if you open a present, you will get just some random effect, and it could be you have rocket shoes and you're moving around super fast and uncontrollable,
Or you have wings.
You might heal.
Yeah.
You might take damage. It's a crapshoot.
It's basically, it's a roguelite without the combat.
Yeah, but there's kind of combat.
Kinda?
You can't fight back though.
No.
It's more like you need to survive. So you can see there's Christmas presents, there's a hula dancer. Okay, so yeah, I guess
Yeah.
A pulls up our menu.
Uh-huh.
Chilling out, Max, and dance with the hula. It's weird. Kim and I played this on her account. I was gonna say, why am I unlocking the achievements now? As we've already done this.
I'm going towards the top.
All right, I'm gonna head down to the bottom. Anyway, we don't need to actually play Toe Jam and her. Oh god, so I'm gonna start dancing for real. And I'm gonna die. Oh, now you can see it. I am gonna fall.
No.
And at least I landed on...
Gotta get out. Okay.
Yeah, on my butt.
But now he's got to make his way all the way back up to me. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused how I have a 3-cheeked butt.
Oh, here we go. And that's what the telephone does. It tells you what's where.
Oh, yeah, that's what the phone does. Yeah.
There's the elevator going up.
This game doesn't make any sense.
No.
That's really what we wanted to show you. So,
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have 3 legs and a 2-cheeked butt.
Just
think about it.
It's a very laid back experience and something I think that really only Sega would really be willing to put out at the time.
It's so weird. I'm glad to see that it came back randomly after all this time.
Yeah, right.
Because there was a sequel to this game, and it's, in my opinion, not really great.
No.
Whoa, I've never seen it do that.
Yeah, no, that's part of the game.
No, it most certainly is not. Man, because like I've played a good amount of this with Kim, and I've never seen that happen. That's the thing, like you keep playing this, and you just keep uncovering new weird stuff, and it's all extremely weird, just to like showcase some of this. I want to try and pull up something. Bonus high top, so I know what those are. I don't know what any of these presents are. I'm going to open them all up.
Yep. Bees!
Bees!
You summoned the bee!
No!
Gotta get out!
Alright, you hold this down, you can tiptoe.
Oh, I'm at the elevator.
Ick. Oh, right, moldy cheese. I lost health for eating that.
Oh, Toe Jam is a
Let's try this. Cool! Slingshot.
Oh, now you can fight back.
Okay, so here, I'm gonna back out of this. Okay, I'm sorry, the controls are wonk-tastic, dude. Well, I totally hit him!
Wow, a hamburger.
Oh, this is the worst slingshot.
Oh, no.
Ow, yeah, ow. They don't care!
Nope, the bees don't care.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude, you gotta get the fries. You gotta get the fries. Okay.
Yum! Fries.
Okay, they got tired.
Okay, I need help.
No, they didn't.
I need help. Oh, here we... Okay, no, not this. I need help. I gotta eat.
All right,
every random thing.
I don't know
How are you gonna save me? See, I knew that we were gonna play this forever if I was actually going to start this up. Oh god!
Yeah, cause see, you can play the single player, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not
that
the same.
Fun. Yeah, it's way better with a friend. It's better. I like this game.
Wow! Ooh, Fudge Sundae.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. Tomatoes.
I think we've shown them enough.
I think we did. That one like struck me with lightning, and now it's raining on me for opening Christmas presents. Okay, this is one of the stupidest games I've ever seen, and it's outstanding because of that. Now I'm just on like a death timer. Anyway, we have another game to showcase with you guys on this. I wasn't just gonna pull this up for a single game, even though honestly there might be a couple others that are in this that we might have brought up before. I'm not positive.
There are. I think we've talked about.
I might just be thinking of Phantasy Star.
Yeah, Phantasy Star 2 is the big one.
That might have been the one.
But we're here for something else.
Exactly. We are here for Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the freaking Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog. So. No, it was last episode. I was gonna say we were just talking about my really old review videos. This was one of them I did. Now, unfortunate for me, this was the only 2D Sonic game I played for a long time.
You can use the D-pad.
Oh yeah, that's much better.
Yeah.
Good idea. But anyway, so Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm not a huge fan of this game, though. To be hypocritical, like I was trying to get to just a second ago, I think that this is not a great game. However, the sequel, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, is one of the best games, like, ever made.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. I like it better than Sonic 3 and Knuckles, to be honest with you.
I haven't gotten to that one yet either. I've just only recently, I think this year, beat Sonic the Hedgehog 2. It's been that long because I was so disappointed with this game.
Yeah, no, this can leave a bad impression, yeah.
Yeah, because it's almost like the entire game, and I should really explain why.
Yeah.
So this entire game is momentum-based, and I think that's a really cool idea to try and differentiate Sonic versus Mario.
Yeah.
However, the level design of this game, outside of Green Hill Zone, I'm gonna say Green Hill Zone does a great job with this. It's every other map after this, it's like no longer momentum based. And it's not like you can't just go wherever you feel, and you just kind of casually make it to the end. Of course, difficulty aside, there's like different routes that you can take, and it makes it so much more free at least in this stage. Oh God, and I hate this.
Oh, I love these special stages.
Are you kidding me?
Do you want me to give this a go?
Oh God, I have gotten all of the Chaos Emeralds, and I did. Because, I hate myself. So I've done it. That's why I hate this so much. Ooh, wait, no, that's goal. We don't want that.
Yeah,
You actually don't want to hit the goal. Right.
Yes.
You want to hit anything that's not the goal.
There you go.
Now, here, you see that? That's the Chaos Emerald in there, so you're actually trying to
break through to it.
Exactly.
But yeah, so, I mean, do we need to explain what this story of this game is?
Yeah, have you heard of this guy? He's blue. He's got to go fast.
He's the fastest thing alive. He's gonna beat Dr. Robotnik or Eggman.
Save the animals is really what all these were about, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, more or less. And that's actually kind of cool. I mean, it's got an environmental message. But that was
You're right.
But that was a huge 90s thing anyway.
There
you go.
I got a Chaos Emerald.
But, think of the media that was coming out in the 90s. I mean, Fern Gully, the movie. What a piece of work that movie is in a good and bad way.
Sega Genesis really is like 90s in video game form.
And it was successful.
It weirdly didn't make Super Nintendo kind of came up with the classics that stood the test of time, and then Sega was out there just being weird.
Right, and that's why I love the Sega Genesis, because they put out so many experimental titles and just weird stuff that you wouldn't really see on a Nintendo system.
Agreed.
And it doesn't always work, but I'm very happy that those games exist. Because, without them, we wouldn't have had stuff later on, like some of the better Sonic games, like you said, like Sonic 2. Ooh, be careful. Sonic CD, that's really fun. The Phantasy Star, and this, especially another game series I want to talk about coming up. But, it's stuff like that which I'm glad that, something happened there.
I don't know, but the recording seemed to be fine, so I think there is something up with my Switch right now.
Maybe. But regardless, before this thing implodes.
Yeah, and completely craps out. I don't know if maybe it's the Sega, it just really doesn't like this. I've never recorded Sega yet, so... Ugh.
Maybe, but... Yeah, so anyway, this game is available everywhere. Give it a shot.
It is, yeah. However, I would still say play Sonic 2 first.
Yeah. Or Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Or just not play this game. I just think that Sonic 2, we'll get to that, because we will talk about that. But for now, I'm just going to screw around with a little bit more Sonic the Hedgehog, while you tell us what you think is the game of 1991.
Well, I can tell you my favorite.
That's what you say. That's the same.
Yeah.
What would you say is the game of the year for you?
Castlevania IV.
Oh, really?
Yeah, imagine that.
That game is so much fun.
That game is so good. Because, like I said, it just takes a lot of what made Castlevania work and just built upon it, and that whip.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's really what does it. Who put that there?
The game designers did. You gotta remember, you gotta jump over it. But yeah, it's such a fun haunted house romp, and I love it. I'm a sucker for gothic horror stuff, especially cheesy 80s and 90s stuff like this.
Right, you are supposed to do that.
Or Vampire Hunter D, It's just right up my alley. What about you? What was your game of the year?
My game of the year, if you couldn't tell, Whoa!
Whoa!
Wait, what? That looks kind of glitchy.
Yeah, just a smidgen. This emulator probably isn't.
Maybe.
Anywho's,
Dr. Robotnik fight while I try and explain to you that it is not Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, that's a shame.
But a certain Legend of Zelda.
With a certain Link.
Yes. Ow! To the certain past. I need that coin. Ring.
Oh. Anyway,
okay.
Yeah.
Are you surprised? No, I got this.
Okay, you got it. You're a big boy. You can play games.
I'm naked now.
Oh, risk it for the biscuit.
Oh. Got 3 lives.
But anyway, so Legend of Zelda.
Obviously, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. I would still say it's one of the best games ever made. Oh, there's no rings. Oh. Go ahead and get some rings.
Oh.
I absolutely adore it. Once again, I reviewed the game, so if that's what you need. Oh, they put that there on purpose for you. That was nice of them.
That is nice of them.
Hidden in the tree.
But I will also tell you what I think is the most influential.
Yes.
The Secret of Monkey Island.
Okay, psych. So for some reason, we got the wrong influential game when we were talking about this. Maybe it was the fact that Zach was getting caught up in Sonic the Hedgehog or what, but I don't know. But we're doing this in post. Zach, let's do some epic lip reading and totally fool everybody watching this. They'll never know the difference. What is your actual influential game of the year?
Why, yes, my professionalism. My most influential game was actually Neverwinter Nights. I blame that blasted hedgehog. But Neverwinter Nights, just for the sheer fact that MMOs went from just being text-based to graphical, and that is such a huge leap in adding immersion and adding the ability to interact with not only the world, but with other characters and other players, from different locations. So that's why I think, it really was the most influential in terms of that year.
Yeah,
for me personally.
I agree. Just in terms of like completely inventing a genre, that's really impressive. Just kind of turning the text-based stuff, like you said, suddenly into something massive that's going to grow from there to come. But anyway, let's go back to the real video.
All right.
No? We were just talking about Monkey Island.
I was like barely paying attention and I killed him so fast.
But you have that game to thank for the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Good, for both good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Sure.
What do you think was most influential?
Link to the Past.
This is the first.
No, I'm being serious. Yeah, actually, is this the first? So we're saying like my favorite and what I think is the most influential is the same game.
I think so, yeah.
I hate Marble Zone. Like from here on, this game starts sucking. So.
I like this zone. I'll play it.
I hate the music. Okay. I hate how slow paced it is.
But
oh
anyway.
God, the music even sucks. It's just no. It's Sonic 2 is just so much better. It's just so much better.
Yeah, and they actually had Sonic 2 came out just a year after this. So
I know, it was a rushed game.
Oh, gosh. Anyway.
It's amazing how that even happened.
Yeah, oh, there you go.
Whatever. So anyway, I'm not a big fan of Sonic the Hedgehog.
But you are a fan of A Link to the Past.
I am a fan of Link to the Past. That is outstanding. Just in terms of, like, Zelda alone, Link to the Past is defining all Zelda games that come after it. So in the same way we talked about Metal Gear 2,
yep,
that's what Link to the Past is. And it's no short exaggeration that like that. It's not only did it become like so enormous for its own franchise, a tremendous amount of other games keep looking at Zelda. Every time Zelda makes a new game, we got new games like it.
Yep.
Think of the most recent one, Breath of the Wild. We got so many games just like Breath of the Wild as soon as Breath of the Wild happened. Go back to Skyward Sword. We got so many like motion gimmicky games after that, for better or worse.
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time, yeah. Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
It was almost like the beginning of the Brown era too. So many, everything wanted to look like that. Everything wanted to be that. And why it's holding on to the staples that Link to the Past started.
Yeah. It's
pretty darn influential.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. You could say it's pretty good.
I did say it's pretty good.
Pretty good. I'd still say it's one of the best games ever.
And it's goodly pretty.
And I'd say it's the best Zelda game. We had a whole Zelda tier list video. You can hear all that. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of HITBOX. If you enjoyed the show, you can help us keep it alive by supporting us on Patreon with the links in the show notes in this video's description. For those of you on YouTube, remember to like the video and subscribe for more. And be sure to let us know what you thought of the show and what other topics you'd like to hear us cover in the future. And special thanks to all of our amazing Patreon members.
See you.